Hi and welcome to part 6 of the PointSense Revit tutorial series. In this video we're going to be specifically looking at creating orthographic images in both colour and grayscale, loading those orthographic images into a family template and aligning them, and then selecting an area of 3D points and loading that into a family template. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do now is just go and find an area of interest. So in this instance, in the 3D model here, we can see we've got this set of chimneys, which we're probably going to have to model as a unique family, and that will save modeling time. So what I'm going to do is just go to the site level and just zoom in on the area, and I'm then going to create a section directly next to the area I want to model. I'm just going to change the extent of that section view to limit it, and I will open that up now as an orthographic flat image. We can just change the extent of the clipping area, just drag these down and we'll just zoom in to see what we have. And before I do anything, the first thing I'm going to do now is just go to the PointSense toolbar and go to my settings, and I'm just going to have a look at what I've got predefined for the orthographic image. So for the intensity factor here I've got a setting of 1, and I'm just going to change that to about 1000 and apply that and OK. And the next step is just to go into the ortho image tool. So you can see that's updated the X-ray intensity factor to 1000 there. So what we have to do now is just set a pixel size for our ortho image. So the predefined is 1, I'm going to put that at 2. We can then choose between colour filling mode or X-ray mode, but I'm just going to run this colour filling mode first and press start. So first of all, you can see now we are generating a raster image based on the extent of that section that we created, and we'll just take a little bit of time. And once we've done that, we can choose whether or not to save this out as a file or whether we want to insert this back into the specific section view. Now this will only work with section views or plan views. If you use a 3D view, you can only save this out as a file. So once that's finished, I'm just going to go down now and I'm going to click on Insert in Same View, close this dialog. So that's just going to load that raster image into the current view. If I just hide off the point cloud, you can see there's a tiled raster image being created in that area. And if we zoom in on that, you can see it's filled the gaps between the point spacings to create a flat image. Okay, so if I just orientate to the section 1 in the 3D view, we can open up the same section in 3D, and we can run this ortho image tool again. This time I'm going to use the X-ray mode. Obviously I changed the X-ray intensity factor to 1000 already, and I'm just going to press start on this. So you can see now it's gradually generating this grayscale image, and if I drag the intensity factor left and right, it slightly changes the visibility or the density of the actual image itself. So you can see that there now. We can only save this out as a file now because we're in 3D mode. So I will just save this out, and we can show section boxes if we want to and change the colour. Show the extent of that section box in black lines if we wanted to do that, and we can just save that out as a file. So I'm just going to save this out as a PNG file. This will also save out an XML file, which a scale file, which we will use to bring into the family template. And I'm just going to click OK here. So what I can also do now, if I just want to open that up and have a look, we can compare the two images. So here's the PNG file compared to what we have inside Revit. You can see it makes it a little bit clearer as to where the edges are of the certain chimney construction. So if I just orientate the 3D view round to the side, possibly it would be best to do the top first or a plan view. we can just zoom in again on here, and we can go back to Ortho Image, and we'll run using the same settings we did before, which was about 1000, I think it was we set it at. And just press start. These are fairly small areas, so they'll run fairly quickly. But you can see we've generated a plan view, so we're just going to save this one out as a file as well. Again, we'll call this one chimney plan. Press save, and we'll just press OK now. Then last of all, we will generate a side view. So I'm just going to change the extent of the section box slightly, just to highlight just that side area, and navigate around. And I'm then going to just run that Ortho Image tool one more time, which should be relatively quick now. And there we will generate a nice side orthographic image. Save this one out as chimney side. Click OK. And the next step will be to bring these into a family template and align them. So I'm just going to go now and open up a new family template. So we have a look down the list here. Probably the best option here would be to load in a metric generic model template, just so we can show the possible options that we have. So I'm just going to go to that now and open up that template. Now you will see at the top now we have a PointSense tab with some additional options inside this family template environment, and we have one here called Insert Ortho Image. So I'm just going to click on this, and you can see what is shown now is the XML scale file, which is used to scale the PNG files. So we directly open those up individually. So I'm just bringing in the planned ortho image now, the plan ortho image, and we can see how this fits on the center of the reference planes. So when we're working with a small section box to create ortho images, generally these will be aligned correctly when we bring them in, or relatively correctly in terms of the X and Y. So if I just go to front now and double click to zoom extent, go back to the PointSense tab and insert ortho image, I'll just now bring in the chimney front XML scale file. So you can see there that's brought that in. Just go to the left hand side view and we will bring in the chimney side scale file. There we go. So generally these are all in a relatively correct position, however obviously we want to put these all on the same position on the Z axis. So if we just select the bottom of this scale file now and bring that up to the 0 reference level, and we can do the same with the front elevation. So just select that there now and bring that up. Okay, so once we've got these aligned in the Z reference, we can create some reference planes to try and establish whether or not these line up in the different elevation views and also in the plan view. So I'm just going to find a nice area that I can pick to align these orthographic images with. So I'm just going to pick the extremity of the left and right hand side of this front view, or the outside face of the chimney structure itself, and create a reference plane there on either side, which will carry through into the plan view, and I can make sure that I've got that aligned correctly. So just 2 reference planes here. We also obviously have the center reference plane, which was already established by the family template itself. Just extend that one up, and we can go through now and look at that in the plan view. So if we just zoom in to make sure this is aligned correctly. Now, like I say, because we did use a 3D section box in the project to create these images, these should be aligned correctly. If we just check this center line here, obviously it's not quite in the center of the chimney itself, so I'm just going to create 2 extra reference planes just to check that it is the outside structure of the chimney itself is lining up. So if we just check that there, yes, if we just look on the left hand side, that seems to line up okay. So I'm quite confident that any modelling I do now will be displayed correctly in each of the different views. So we just maybe go now and tile these windows. I'll just shut down the other project windows I've got open. We can have a look at what we've got. Now you'll notice down on the right hand side there I've got the 3D view. The 3D view does not obviously have anything within it at this moment in time because we are dealing with 2D orthographic plans. So however, the next step will be to populate this area using some points. Okay, so now I'm going to go and use the Export PC Region tool in the PointSense tab to export the active section box, and that's going to bring out a PTS file which I'm going to save on my desktop, and I'm going to call that one Chimney Points File. Once we've done this, we will now be able to go back and open up our family template that we were working on previously, and we can have a look at how this displays in here. So obviously this is empty at the minute, this 3D view. So if we go back to the PointSense tab and go Insert PC Region, open up our chimney points file and press open. We can change the scale unit, which is obviously predefined to meters. We can subsample this data set down to every second point, etc. if we want to, and we can also bring that in origin to origin, or change the insert center point. So I'm just pressing origin to origin and inserting that there, and you can see it's obviously come in to the template, displayed in all the different views, and you can see in the 3D view now the type of quality of file that we're receiving. What I obviously need to do is, before I can use this in any way, I do need to line this up with my orthographic images. However, I'm really just going to use this for a reference in the 3D view. So what I'm going to do is just rotate this around. Probably best if I just place my rotation point in a specific location where I can align it up quite well. However, this is just going to be for visual alignment, so I can have a look at what I'm modelling in the 3D view. So just rotate that around now, and I'm just going to move this in the plan view across to match my orthographic image. So just go and put that there, and we can actually just go now and hide that off. Okay, so just tile the windows again. The first thing we need to do now is just go and rectify this Z value for the points file. So I'm just going to select that once and drag it up to the reference 0 level, which will obviously update it in all of the different views. Now we can see we've got this fairly well aligned now. However, we are just going to be using this as a reference in the 3D view, so we don't really want to be using it in the elevation and reference level view. We're going to use our nice clean orthographic images. So I'm just selecting all of the elements there. I'm just going to filter my selection down to just focus on that points file itself, and I'm going to hide that off. I'm going to do that in each of these different views. It would probably be a good idea actually first to pin some of these orthographic views so that we didn't select them all, so that they weren't selectable. So we'll do that next, but I'm just going to hide each one of these off now. So using the temporarily hide elements command, just do my last one here, filter that down and just hide off the imported selection. Okay, so now we can start to look at maybe doing some modelling as well. We've obviously got this plan here now. If I just first of all just select this orthographic image, I'm just going to pin that one there, pin the left elevation and also pin this front elevation, and I'm going to turn off my select pinned elements command so that I can no longer select that orthographic image. So we'll just zoom in now, go to my create and extrusion tab, and we'll just draw a rough extrusion around the shape of this chimney itself. There we are. Just draw this in. Now we should be able to see this appear in all of our different views. So I'll just close that one off now. just go and press the big green tick for OK. Now we can see that that's appeared in the correct position in each of our different views, so I can just drag that up to roughly where it should be. And obviously if I now go and just maximise this 3D window, we can see that that's appeared in the correct location. There we go. So there's the shape of our chimney structure itself. So really this is just a nice way to get some nice clean images into the template to use as modelling guides.